से? अच्छा जी, so 5 3 means what? X steps 5, y steps 3. So in the column vector, what we will do, at a specific point, from this specific point, 5 means 5 step there. Okay, the diagram is here, so let's use this diagram. Here, AB vector, how we are going to define or draw the AB vector? A is this starting point, you can see. And from here, 5 steps on X. So here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps towards X. If it is positive X, you will move forward. If it is negative X, you will move backward side for the first value, top value. And then 3 is also positive, and this 3 represent that how many steps towards Y. So from this point, you can see 1, 2, 3. So till here, you will count 5 and 3. So this represent for what? This represent the vector AB, this vector. Right? So if you want to represent this vector AB in form of column vector, how you will write? You will write 5, 3. Right? And for this one, like this, you represent A, B vector. And for this vector, this is not necessary that you will start from origin. From any point you can start. Just like this, you can see for the vector CD. Let's start from C, because this vector is what? C, D. Start from C. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 steps on X. Here, 4 steps on X. No need to draw the line. Just for explanation, I am drawing. And from here, -1, -2. Why minus? Because we are going down. So this one is -2. So 4 minus 2 represents for what? This represents the column vector CD. This column vector. I highlight this one so easily you can see. This column vector I am talking about. Earlier one we described this vector AB. Now let's see another example, EF. The column vector EF. How you define this EF? On this one, you can say there is no X. There is no need to go right or left. There is no X. Only Y value is there. So for the X, you will write 0. There is no X value. And how many steps on Y you will move? You will move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 steps there. So how you can write this column vector EF? EF is equal to 0, 6. So these are the ways by which you can write the column vector. Right? Any question related with this? About representation only. हाँ भाई, कोई सवाल?
नहीं sir.
Question? Okay, here also I read this point. The top number is the horizontal component, just like in this example 5, and the bottom number is the vertical component, that is 3. In this example, I am talking about, if I erase this, you can see this one, about this example, right? And here the horizontal component is 4 and vertical component is -2. Horizontal component is 0, vertical component is 6 in this example. Just like this, the numbers, we can simplify these column vectors also. The first thing is about addition of vectors. How we can add two vectors in form of columns. Whenever you have physical vectors like this one is AB, this one is CD. If you will put AB vector here and where C is finished, CD vector there. So this will be what? Two vectors addition. The same thing what you have done in your physics as well. So this vector represent for AB plus CD. Now in form of column vector, how you will add this? It's very simple. If you have this vector AB, you have the column vector. This one is the column vector of AB. And you have the column vector of CD. This one is the column vector of CD. So simply you will add X value with X value, 5 plus 2, you will get the X answer. And Y value with Y value, 2 minus 3, it will be minus 1 like this. You will get this, right? So this will be the answer of the addition AB plus CD. And this will be the same answer when you add physically. Look here. If we add AB vector was what? AB vector was 5, 2. From here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. So this one AB vector, similarly CD vector. Now, after writing these two vectors, if we will measure from A to D, look here, by the graph also we will get the same answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boxes on X and 1 box is minus 1 at the downside. So if we check from the graph, the answer AD, which is the addition of, we give the name AB plus CD. So this one is also 7 minus 1. And when we perform with the help of calculation, you can see that was the same answer. We will solve few more questions afterwards. The same thing with the subtraction of vector. In case of subtraction, when you have AB and you have to subtract this CD, you will subtract 5 plus minus 2. So, or you can write simply like minus, that 5 minus 2 will be what? Then you will not write minus sign over there. 5 minus 2 will be 3. Similarly, 2, that was minus 3, you will keep minus 3 over there. 2 minus minus 3, minus minus will become positive, and 2 plus 3 will be 5 there. Right, in simple way, I will write like this, AB minus CD. So AB vector was 5, 2 minus CD vector is 2 minus 3. So 5 minus 2, here you will get 3, and 2 minus minus plus 2 plus 3 will be 5. So you can see like this, you can get the answer. No need to become worry about कि plus sign हमने अंदर रखनी है, minus रखनी है, जैसे उसने minus sign CD के साथ रखा. No need to worry about this one. Just only subtract like this. ये जैसे मैंने यहाँ बताया. इस तरह से आप इसे subtract कर सकते. Okay. Now the next thing is about multiplication by a scalar. By a scalar यानी by a number. किसी नंबर से मल्टीप्लाई करना. अब कोई भी आपके पास वेक्टर है, कॉलम वेक्टर, जस्ट लाइक ये एग्जांपल देता हूं मैं 2 and 4. व्हेन यू विल मल्टीप्लाई 2 and 4 with 3 से हम मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे. इट मींस this 3 will multiply both of them. 3 will multiply this 2, 3 will multiply this 4. So 3 2 times will become 6, 3 4 times will become 12. So 6 12 will be the answer after the multiplication with 3. So कोई भी वेक्टर दी जाए उसे आप नंबर से मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे, then what will happen? Each element will multiply. X value will also multiply, Y value will also multiply with it. इसमें कोई डाउट, कोई क्वेश्चन? एडिशन, सब्ट्रैक्शन, मल्टीप्लिकेशन. बेसिकली डिवीजन इसमें दिया हुआ नहीं है, बट डिवीजन विल आल्सो बी द सेम थिंग. जस्ट लाइक इफ आई राइट दैट यू हैव 1 over 2 and 2 is dividing basically with 2 and 4. So what will happen? You will write 2 upon 2 and 4 upon 2. Right? This other 2, this one is what? These 2 here come at denominator of this and denominator of this one. Then after you can simplify. 2 1 times 2, 2 1 times 2, you will get 1. 2 1 times 2, 2 2 times 4, you will get 2. So it means when you will divide, you will get the column vector 1 and 2. Remember that you don't have to draw the line. ये fraction value नहीं है 1 upon 2 या 2 upon 3. It is not like that one. You will read 1 and 2. Okay? Any question? Any query?
No, sir.
Okay, now another concept about the parallel vector. Parallel vectors क्या होते हैं? We know that those vectors which never intersect each other, these vectors are called parallel vector. बट यहाँ तो ये डायग्राम में तो आपको नजर आ रहे हैं पैरेलल वेक्टर है। अगर ये कॉलम वेक्टर में दी जाए, देन हाउ यू विल आइडेंटिफाई दैट दीज टू वेक्टर्स आर पैरेलल वेक्टर्स? So in this case, you will check that after taking common, are they same or not? For example, if I talk about 1 2, ये कोई वेक्टर है 1 2, एक वेक्टर है मेरे पास 2 4. Are these two vectors parallel or not? How you will find this? There are two ways. Either you will multiply the first vector by 2, or you can take common from this one, second vector. इस वेक्टर को मैंने नाम दे दिया, लेट सपोज ये ए बी वेक्टर है, इस वेक्टर को नाम दे दिया मैंने सी डी वेक्टर. दिस वन इज ए बी वेक्टर, दिस वन इज सी डी वेक्टर. सो फ्रॉम सी डी वेक्टर इफ आई विल टेक कॉमन 2, when you take 2 common, what will remain inside? 1 and 2. You know that when we multiply these two, it will become again 2 or 4, just like the property of multiplication, this property. So this CD is equal to 2 times or 1 2. So now here you can see that this part of AB and this part of CD are same. It means these two vectors are parallel vectors. After taking something common, if two column vectors are same, so these two vectors are called parallel vector. And ये जो 2 बाहर आ गया, what it's mean by this 2? This 2 represent for what? This 2 represent the length. ये दोनों वेक्टर पैरेलल वेक्टर हैं, बट दिस वेक्टर इज 2 टाइम्स ऑफ द फर्स्ट वेक्टर. ये जो सी डी वेक्टर है ये उसकी लेंथ का डबल है. दिस 2 शोज व्हाट? दिस वन इज द लेंथ ऑफ द वेक्टर, ये उसकी लेंथ डबल है इस सी डी वेक्टर से. राइट नाउ आफ्टर दिस कॉन्सेप्ट वी विल डिस्कस सम ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम एक्सरसाइज एज वेल. ए वेक्टर, बी वेक्टर, सी डी ई एफ जी, कुछ वेक्टर्स गिवन किए हैं. First I will solve some questions with you. First of all, he says write C vector. Simply हमें right लिख देना है. 2b. It means you will multiply vector b by 2. This vector b you will multiply by 2. So when you multiply b with 2, what it will be? 2 times of b vector is 1 4. So when you multiply with b, this 2 1 times becomes 2, 2 4 times becomes 8, like this. 2b answer will be this one. Similarly, minus a, it means minus sign you will multiply with both of them. So what it will be? minus 3 minus 4 simply, क्योंकि हमने minus sign से multiply कर दिया. And if we talk about just like question number 10, 3 by 2g. So here you have 3 over 2 and g vector is what? G vector is minus 4 minus 2. So what we will do, this 3 by 2 we will multiply with both. It will be look like minus 3 times 4 over 2. ये 3 by 2 minus 4 से multiply हो गया, ये पूरा x number बना है. Then after minus 2 times minus 3 times 2, माइनस मैंने शुरू में लिख लिया, over 2. ये कंप्लीट चीज आपके पास यहाँ आ गई. Now you can simplify this. 2 1 times 2, 2 2 times 4, so it will be minus 3 2 times 6. It is minus 6. In the denominator, when 3 by 2 multiply with minus 2, 2 with 2 cancel, so only minus 3 will be there. ये minus 2 के साथ था, but I write in the beginning one because plus minus minus ही होता है. That's why it will be like this. Question number 10. So you can multiply and divide any of the numbers like this. Now in the second part, what you have to do, you have to add and subtract the vectors. Just like I give you the example of question number 20. 4g minus 2b. 4g minus 2b. 4 times you will write g vector. What is the g vector? G vector is minus 4 minus 2. Minus 4 minus 2. This one is g vector, 4g minus 2b. What is b vector you have? 1 4. Here you have 1 4. This one is B vector. So 4G minus 2B. So 4 multiply with first vector. 4 times it is minus sign, minus 16. 4 2 times it is minus 8. Here you have minus sign, minus 2 times. I am keeping 2 minus sign outside. So 2 1 times 2, 2 4 times 8 like this. And then after you will subtract these two. Minus 16 minus 2 will be what? Minus 18. And minus 8 will be minus 16 like this. So this one will be the answer of question number 20. First you have to multiply that given number and then you have to perform the addition, subtraction or division, whatever it's mentioned. Okay, so any question related with this? First of all, ग्राफ क्वेश्चन हम फिजिकल क्लास में ही करेंगे. इसमें कोई क्वेश्चन, कोई सवाल? Then please ask. Yes, class. No question. Okay, after explaining this third concept question also, then I will assign you the task what you have to do now and then share with me. In this one he says state whether true or false 3 1 is parallel to 9 3. क्या ये दोनों parallel हैं या नहीं है? So this one is 3 1. Let's take, if I take 3 common from here, if I take 3 common, it will be like 3 I took common, 3 times 9, 3 1 times minus 1 times 3. So you can see that this part, this column vector is same as this column vector. We will not consider the number. Numbers की तरफ नहीं देखेंगे हम. ये देखेंगे कि दोनों column vectors are same. It means these two are parallel vector. Yes, these two are parallel vector. इस तरह हमें चेक करना है कि अगर हम कुछ कॉमन ले लें आफ्टर दिस, वो दोनों वेक्टर्स सेम बनते हैं या नहीं. कॉमन ले लें या मल्टीप्लाई कर दें. जस्ट लाइक दिस इन पार्ट डी यू कैन सी 5 15 and the second one 5 times 1 3. So if I multiply this 5 with both of them, what it will be? 5 1 times 5, 5 3 times minus 15. So can you see that this vector, column vector, and this column vector after simplification, both are same. If both are same, it means yes, these two are parallel vectors, right? So like this, you can decide that which vectors are parallel and which are not parallel to each other. Next thing he mentioned about that you have to draw that vectors. ग्राफ पे ड्रॉ करने के लिए तो नॉर्मली नहीं आती है वेक्टर्स. यहाँ भी कुछ वेक्टर ड्रॉ करने के लिए दिए हैं, -3 2 0. एज आई टोल्ड यू कि इसके लिए कोई एक्सिस बनाने की जरूरत नहीं है. जस्ट लाइक कोई सा वेक्टर है, जैसे ये ले लो -3 आई वेक्टर. कैसे बनेगा? You can take any of the point like this. -3, it means on x you will step 3 step back. 1 2 3 -3, and then -3 on y also. It means downside. -1 -2 -3 like this. ये दोनों पॉइंट आ जाएंगे. यहाँ पर हमने ये लाइन बनानी नहीं है, ग्राफ पे सिर्फ काउंट करना है. And here we will join these two with the help of a straight line, and this will be your vector I लिखा हुआ. I think yes I vector is this one. Here we move -3, here we move -3 steps. और ये जो लाइन मैंने बनाई है रेड, I repeat, ये लाइन आपको बनानी नहीं है. ये लाइन आपके पास क्या है? ये लाइन बस काउंटिंग के लिए, ग्राफ पेपर भी बनाएंगे इसलिए. ओके, इसमें कोई क्वेश्चन? यस क्लास. तो मैं कुछ क्वेश्चन दूं आपको फिर करने के लिए इसमें, या मुझे करके सेंड करेंगे, और ताकि मुझे पता चले कि कितना आप लोगों ने समझा इसे. Here I use green color to assign the questions. What you have to do? Here in this one you can do 9 8 11. Here 22 23 21 and 24। यहाँ आपने चेक करना है खाली कि राइट साइड और लेफ्ट साइड बराबर है, यानी इनको सब्ट्रैक्ट करके इनको ऐड करके आर दिस इक्वल और नॉट, राइट साइड लेफ्ट साइड। यहाँ आप एक दो वेक्टर्स छोटे से ग्राफ पीस के ऊपर ड्रॉ कर लें, पूरे ग्राफ पेपर की जरूरत नहीं है, एक ग्राफ पेपर में आप 5-6 पीसेस बना सकते हैं। एंड हियर यहाँ तो सिर्फ आपने ट्रू फॉल्स डिसाइड करना है, तो ये तो सारी कर लो, ठीक है। तो ये वाले काम आपने अभी कंप्लीट करके मुझे सेंड करना है। इसमें कोई क्वेश्चन या कोई डाउट हो तो देन प्लीज आस्क। यस एवरीवन।